Hey everyone, so this is my review of Gotham, Season 3, Episode 18, called Light the Wick. And basically what this episode is about is that Gordon finally discovers what this weapon is that the Core of Owl plans to destroy Gotham with. And while that's going on, Bruce and this shaman sort of come into conflict about what is next for Bruce's sort of training and stuff. And Ivy helps Selina sort of recover from the injuries that she endured in the last episode. And this was a really interesting and kind of entertaining episode that did get a little long at points, but still really cool to see how they decided to play everything out. And I did really like the fact of like the Court of Owls sort of keeping Gordon at a distance because they didn't fully know whether or not to trust him. And like they kept getting like information and things to lead them to not trust him. And them like having this whole like final test of him to see what he would do given the situation. And given now that he knows what the virus is that they want to give out, which is the Alice Tetch virus, they basically created it and made it airborne and are going to release it on all of Gotham. And just like seeing in the test of to see if this would work, them giving it up to Gordon to be the one to sort of deploy it and see if he would and follow their orders. That was very interesting to see the sort of Court of Owls dynamic of what they were going to do in this episode, as well as what Gordon did to sort of counteract that, and like what things he followed and what he didn't was very, very cool and interesting to see. And then I kind of liked what they did with like little bits of having Penguin in this episode with him going to Gordon and like trying to track down the court himself because he knows that's the last place where Nigma was, and him still on like this whole plan to take down Nigma, but while he's doing that he's sort of also helping out Gordon. That was a very interesting to see that whole dynamic. And then I really like seeing Ivy using her plants and stuff to help cure Selina from her injuries and stuff, and like seeing a bit more of like that plant and like dynamic sort of there with Ivy was cool, with her like knowing which plants to use to cure Selina in which ways. That was just really, really kind of cool to see. There's still like that friendship sort of there between Selina and Ivy, even though last time they talked they weren't on like the best footing with each other. And then it was interesting what they did with Bruce in this episode, with him sort of going through another sort of image, I guess is the best word I can think of it, of like him sort of becoming a hero and like things that he needs to learn to leave behind in the past, where instead of them going to like the classic scene like they did last time where he's there watching his parents get murdered, they went to like the next moment after it where it finally sunk in, like he was an orphan and his parents are dead and all that stuff that really made him angry. Like they focused on that moment and like sort of him recovering and understanding and comprehending that moment a bit more, which that moment was actually at his parents' funeral. And like he got really angry because no one was focusing on the fact that his parents were murdered. They were mostly focusing on him and how sad and depressed he must be. And he hated that so much because he felt like they should be focusing more on the fact that his parents were murdered and trying to find the murderer and stuff like that. So that was interesting to see them focusing on like a different scene than the classic murder scene that his parents are dying in, that so much of the things focus on. That was cool that they did pick like a different moment in his life to fix and like focus on to help him sort of become like this champion and this guardian of Gotham. And so yeah, just overall this was a really entertaining and really fun and really interesting episode to watch. So yeah, that's my review of Gotham, Season 3, Episode 18, called Light the Wick. So yeah, bye!